Janevelezmitchell for Jane Unchained, and we've been following the continuing story of the ferocious legal battle in Hendry County over a proposal to bring in 3,200 monkeys to breed them for excruciating laboratory experimentation.
Neighbors in Hendry County are outraged that thousands of monkeys could wind up in their backyard.
People in the community are up in arms. They said they weren't told about this.
Hendry County residents and animal rights advocates are outraged.
This can't be. It's always somewhere else.
There's been a lawsuit filed on behalf of some local residents.
In a court today, a judge decided the neighbors do indeed have a case.
Due to the ongoing litigation, I will not be entertaining any questions following my statement. Hendry County did not overstep the bounds of the government and the Sunshine Law. Hendry County stands by the rights provided to our property owners contained within the language of our comprehensive plan and our land development code.
How many people were satisfied by the statement of the county administrator?
Nobody. No. This was unacceptable.
Do you think that you should have had a right to ask questions?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I want to go out now to a former police officer and a former school teacher, Bobbie Henderson, who is leading the fight down there in Southwest Florida against this monkey facility. So, Bobbie Henderson, I want you to tell me what happened when you went to the Hendry County Commission. Tell me the entire story. You went there and confronted the commissioners. What happened?
I said to the commissioners was, do any of you approve of animal cruelty and animal torture? I looked them right in the eye. I got no response from them. A couple of them looked down, a couple of them looked away, and so I started out by telling them that because they have approved this facility to be built in Hendry County, that they have told the world that they do approve of animal torture. Because now it's on the web, it's worldwide, activists are chiming in from all over the world, and so the focus is on these 5 people who have approved this facility pretty much under the table without any public hearings, and that's why I believe it's ALDF has filed this lawsuit against them. I proceeded to tell them, as I only had 3 minutes, what goes on in this type of a facility. I mean, allegedly it's a breeding facility, but you don't know what goes on in there.
Yeah, this is as close as we can get, but if you head down this road just a little ways, you'll be there at the site of this proposed monkey farm.
It's a private thing. Jane, you were out there with us last week. We couldn't even get to it. We were in the vicinity, and it's the pictures that have been sent to the press have huge tall barbed wire fences, surveillance cameras, no trespassing signs, you will be arrested, and it goes on and on. And so I told the commissioners that the monkeys supposedly are going to be bred there, but you don't know what goes on there. I explained the public health issue that is so close to Lee County. You can see Lee County from this facility. Monkeys can travel for miles. Inherently, they carry like herpes and different diseases. Their bites are terrible. I mean, I'm a huge animal lover, but I'm not a big fan of monkeys. And I explained that if it indeed is a breeding facility, animals are sold to laboratories where horrendous experiments go on. There's money in the fencing, in the surveillance, in the cages, in the restraints, in the shipping, in the selling of the monkeys. It's a huge money-making proposition, and nobody knows who's behind the money. I asked the commissioners if they had a contingency plan if one of the monkeys escaped. It's in a very heavily wooded, with palmettos that we have in Florida that are terrible bushes. You get cut and scraped every time you go into them, and you can hide 1,000,000 places in a palmetto. I again asked them if any tax dollars or tax credits were given toward this facility, because that's public. And initially when I first got up to speak, they said there would be no public comment from the commissioners because it's in litigation. And I kept looking at these people who had stoic looks on their faces through this whole time. Jane, when you and I and several people went out there last week, we were followed by an unmarked Hendry County Sheriff's car, and a very nice deputy, and he followed us right to close to where the site is.
Oh gosh, well we don't want to trespass. That's something we want to be very careful about.
That will happen if you go through the woods.
Okay, so
And then once we arrived in the vicinity, a helicopter circled us for the entire approximately 45 minutes we were there. I mean, they're so paranoid about people breaking into this place and stopping it. The people that are involved with me are not crazy people. I mean, we're educated professionals, some of us retired. We're taxpayers, we're health conscious, we're concerned that this facility is going to, one, hurt animals severely. I was a police officer, I'm a retired teacher. I'm not some wacko that's going to go out and burn cars and break into places. That's not what we're here about. We're here about openness in government, transparency, obeying the Sunshine Law, and not trying to sneak through some seedy alleged breeding facility that's going to hurt animals. And one man that, when you and I were out there last week, one man that lives close came over and said he was having to sell his house cheaply to get out because he was afraid. And I've contacted our county commissioners here in Lee County because it needs to be a public health concern for Lee County because it's so close. And one of them assured me that he was looking into it. I mean, this is backdoor Southern good old boy smoky room politics at its worst. At its worst. We're trying to put a stop to it. That's all we're about. We want transparency, anyone, and what is going on. The Hendry County Commissioners did not say anything when I finished my speech. The chairman put his hand up to his brow and wiped his brow and went, "Oh my, oh my." So I really think I got their attention, and I think our presence there gave them something to think about, because some of the people that came out of the room said we had no idea what was going on. We had no idea. Nobody's telling us anything. Well, we're here to tell people.